Hi, everyone out there. Thank you for joining the State of Grace podcast live. Today, I have an amazing guest. I've known this woman for, I don't even want to date myself, but a long time. Let's say it that way. She is a Boston native, and she was the recurring character, New Fiona on Shameless season 7. And she garnered the prestigious honor of being added to the Shameless Hall of Fame for the final season on Showtime. Her one woman show, Midlife Mood Swing, it made its debut in LA at Oh My Rips back in 2018 and is now touring nationally. Please welcome my good friend and incredibly talented Mary Kennedy.
Woo! Hello. Hi, Grace.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. I am so good. I love that intro. I wish you could follow me everywhere and do that intro.
I mean it. It's like if I don't mean it, it's not going to come out right. So I'm one of those people. So yeah, you're amazing. You've we met like, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah. When we both were 13.
Yes, exact. Thank you. Yes. We have people joining us already. Michael Peterson, James Johnson. Yes. So they're here. Thank you guys. Hello, Grace and Mary. So can't wait for this video. Yes. And James, oh my God, made it. Better late than pregnant.
I'd much rather be late than pregnant, but thank you.
Totally. Yeah. Welcome, Mary. Great. Thank you guys for joining us. And as always, as you know, this podcast is about people in the entertainment business who have gone through a major challenge and then overcame it to reach their own state of grace, which is their ideal state of being. So Mary is going to open up today about the biggest challenge that she had in her life. So let's get to it because I know you have to go and headline at Flappers so we're like, chop, chop, let's do this.
I know. Grace, don't hate me. I got applause. I don't know if I'll get those applause tonight, so I'll take it.
Oh, Dave. Hi, Dave. Yay. We have more people. And Roger. Hi, Roger. So good to see you guys here. Thank you for joining us. So what was your biggest challenge in your whole life?
So it was twofold. So the biggest challenge in my life actually is when my mother passed away 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And, because of the grief and everything, I sort of, as they say, let myself go. And I was eating horrible, horrible things. And, it was during the, especially around the pandemic, we ate way too much high carbs late at night, and all that stuff. And during the pandemic, I started feeling like really sick. Like I was, out of breath. I remember doing a set, getting up on stage and just being totally out of breath. Completely out of breath. I was having lots of stomach pain. I was, I just wasn't myself. I didn't feel good. And, because of the pandemic, you couldn't really get into the doctor. And when you did, it was telehealth. And that is never really thorough.
Yes.
And when I finally got to the doctors and they really looked at me, I had high blood pressure. My kidneys weren't working properly. My liver wasn't working properly.
Wow.
And I got a diagnosis of fatty liver, but stage 3 scarring fatty liver, which is stage 2 to 3, which is like, it's the same thing in a weird way, like cirrhosis, and I don't really drink. So
that is insane. I heard about fatty liver. It's like the latest thing now. Like, they catch it. I used to have it. Apparently my liver lost weight for some reason. I have no idea. Maybe the cancer made it shrink. I have no idea.
And it was like when the doctor, and I went to like a liver specialist at Cedars, and it's really scary when you walk into the room and they say liver transplant. Like I was like, holy F balls. I was like, holy. So anyway, and I actually am very acquainted with liver problems because my mother died of
Mhm.
end stage liver failure due to her alcoholism.
Oh,
So my
wow.
mom was having the same symptoms. My mom had stage 4
Wow.
cirrhosis,
Yeah,
and I had stage 2, 3 fatty liver.
right.
And the treatment is basically the same. So
Wow.
so my mom passed, right? So I would say this started 3 years ago. So my mom's been gone 8 years now. So 5 years ago, like it was at 5 years, my mom had been dead. And I was flipping out because my mother went through this whole thing and I knew what the end result was. I knew my
Absolutely.
kidneys were going to start to fail. I knew I was going to get congestive heart failure.
Oh,
I knew I
yeah.
was going to get and it was a moment in my life where I had to say, first of all, I don't want to go out that way, but isn't it ironic that and I thought my mom was always like, oh, well, it's because she drinks and all this stuff. And then what I found out is that it's a family thing that my mother's liver was compromised even before the disease.
Wow. So the disease made it worse,
The
basically.
disease made
That's
it
all it
worse.
is. Mm-hmm.
So us Irish eating potatoes and lots of butter and heavy cream,
Right.
you're predisposed to this fatty liver. So it was a weird, it gave me so much compassion for my mother because I was so
Yes.
judgmental
Yes.
about what she was going through. But when I started having the same tests that she had and the
Mhm.
same blood draws that she had and the same kidney analysis, and they do this like liver MRI, and you're basically they hit you in the liver over and over again. It's not sexy at all.
No.
But it's like they to see how much scarring you have, and all the while I was trying to make jokes, and my liver doctor doesn't really have a sense of humor, but
Oh, no.
no. And so I said, he goes, you have a lot of fat in your liver. I go, well, then I think my liver needs to go on Jenny Craig. He goes, Mary, this is not a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've had this journey, and he's a good guy, he's a good doctor, but he was judging me because of my weight, and I was judging my mother because of her alcoholism.
There you go. Wow.
So
Yes.
so now that I've lost weight, this doctor is like, we're so proud of you, because they put me on one of the drugs that everyone in Hollywood takes to lose weight. And I actually need the drug, and there's shortages of this drug.
Yeah.
And so that's been my journey. I mean, I hate that I had to live this journey. I hate to
Yeah.
know what my mother went through, but in a way, I'm also happy
A
because,
100%. I can so relate to that. My
yeah,
father actually had lung cancer, and I was like, okay, if I don't smoke, I'm not going to get cancer. That was my thinking. And
yeah,
I did judge him. I was like, why did you smoke? You could have been here longer. And
yeah,
then same thing. I had no judgment and tons of compassion for what he went through. And I even joke up and cry sometimes thinking
yeah, me
about
too.
what he went through. And it's, we don't do anything to quote unquote deserve the disease. And that's kind of like a human judgment that we all have, and we really need to strip it away because it's just not right. People are like, oh, they assume if you're overweight, then that's why you have this and that, or if you smoke or don't eat as healthy, that's why you have this and that. And it's not necessarily true. There are people that smoke and eat hot dogs their whole life and they live to be 102.
Yeah, no, yeah, my Aunt Betty, like, she smoked every day of her life. Of
Wow.
course, she died of lung cancer, but she was 89. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So it's like lived a really hardy life. And another piece is my mom died at 66.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was looking, I was looking at my own experience and go, I'm going to be 66, not soon, everybody, but
No,
not
no, I
in
can get it.
not
Hmm.
in 40 years. I mean, and I want out to be around for my kids. So I
Yeah.
had to really make a life change, and I'm glad I did, but it's still scary. It's not.
Absolutely. But isn't it crazy how life sometimes throws you these things so that you can evolve? Like you learn from it, you become a better person. It's like refining gold. You go through the fire and all the impurities kind of like go
Yeah,
away, but you're burning in the meantime. You're like, no,
yeah,
flames
exactly.
everywhere. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. But we learn from those experiences. And I love that that's what you did. You're using your experience to become more compassionate because you already are compassionate, but you became more compassionate and more understanding of what went on with your mom. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't, yeah,
No.
absolutely not. So, how did this challenge affect your personal life?
Um, it's interesting. My husband, for you guys that, well, some people who are tuning in have met my husband. He's kind of like the guy from Home Improvement behind the fence. Like, he exists, but you never see him. Like, that's my husband. And he's a man of very little words. And when he does
Yeah.
speak, I ignore him. But that's my act. I didn't realize how much this affected him
Mm,
until I'm on this drug, and we've seen how my health has improved.
yes,
He was really scared, like, because he
of
saw what
course.
my mother went through, and
Mhm.
you know, um, and I just found out. I would say, since I'm not, I'm not totally in the clear, but I mean, I'm much better than I was. I think there's a sigh of relief for him now. So, and it also affected me when I gained so much weight. It affected me, with intimacy.
Of
It
course.
affected me booking work. It affected my self-esteem on stage.
Absolutely.
People looked at me different, and I felt so crappy. And when you have problems with your liver, you also have, and then I'm perimenopausal. You also have brain fog,
Oh,
and you
wow.
sleep a lot. So, like, I just was so off my game, so off my game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I can totally understand that. Yes. And how did it affect your career?
Um, my confidence tanked. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm sure if you talk to my team, my agents and managers, they were like, "No, you did some really good work," but I didn't feel as present
Ooh,
in my work.
okay.
I did. I booked a few things. I still was working,
Yeah.
um, but not until I would say the last year have I felt like I'm back in the game and I'm much better. I'm doing some of the best acting that I've
Nice.
ever done. I really, and I didn't tell my director this either, I couldn't have gone on tour last year if I didn't go through the health transformation, because we'd be in rehearsal and I would be completely out of breath.
Wow.
And so,
I'm so glad you're better. So, so glad.
yeah, so I couldn't have gone on tour for a year,
Yeah.
done all the venues I did all the promotion, did the shows in LA if I wasn't, because it's like, I was talking to one of my students, it's like running a marathon. And
Yeah.
so, you know, remember I was in New York and I had to walk a lot. And I remember going, I could die. Like, in my own head, like I was like, I could
Wow.
maybe die from this. I didn't, but I
No, I
wasn't.
totally understand. Yeah, absolutely. My dad, when he had lung cancer, he said, listen, if I wanted to unalive myself, all I have to do is run a half a block. When he said that, I'm like, oh my God, I love him so much.
Yeah. No, my mother was out of breath. My mother
Yeah.
was like, and it's kind of weird to see how things can go.
Yeah.
As a disclaimer, I'm not going to sit here and say fatty liver is exactly like cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a long-term progressive disease.
Wow.
And at
Yeah.
the end of that disease, you can't drink anymore. You can't eat. You can't keep anything down. It wasn't to that point,
Yeah.
but there are cirrhosis patients on the transplant list, and there's fatty liver patients on the transplant list.
I hear you. Yeah. It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm so happy that you just took charge of your health and improved it. So, how many pounds did you lose?
So here's the other thing. Here's another challenge.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with an eating disorder along with this.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
so for people that are out there, like, I'm not anorexic, like I'm not, like, and I'm not bulimic. Like, and
Right.
so I was sitting, because they send you to a nutritionist, like you have a therapist. Like, I had a therapist for years. Trust me. But my last name's Kennedy. But anyway, the long and short of it is you have a whole team. Then you become
Yeah.
a liver patient, right?
Yes.
So I was talking to my nutritionist, and we were talking about what I was eating, and I was so malnourished because I was
Right.
feeling so crappy. I took everything out and I was like, I'm going to be gluten free. And I think I might have celiac. And I was diagnosing myself. And so I
Oh,
get
wow.
to her office. She's looking at my blood work and she's like, "You're malnourished." She's like,
Yeah,
"What are you eating?" And I told her, and I was not eating a lot, but I was gaining weight because your body, when
of
it doesn't
course.
get its nutrients, it just grabs onto anything. And
Absolutely.
so she said, "Okay, we're going to talk about a balanced plate." I love my nutritionist. She's like, "We're going to have a balanced plate. This is what should be on the plate." And she goes, "And then you can have a baked potato with butter." And I started crying, Grace. I was bawling
Oh.
my eyes out. And I go, "If I eat that baked potato, I'm going to gain weight." And she goes,
Oh, I totally understand that feeling. Yes, yes. It's just because society judges us bigger women
"Yeah,
differently. I remember, and this is also why your acting improved, I think, because I do remember when I did my solo show, I was very skinny compared to what I was before. Like I lost weight for the show, right?
right, yeah,
And another woman came up to me and is like, you're so brave to go up on the stage. Don't you love when they tell you're brave? And I
yeah."
was I haven't like eaten normally for like 3 months, and you tell me still that I'm fat.
I know.
What is your problem, right? And it's like, so I don't know if this happened to you, but it's like, who cares what people think and how they view you? We can't control that. So let them view you whatever way. If they think we're fat, that we're skinny, we're
Yep.
whatever, who cares? What
Yeah.
matters is what we think of ourselves and how we feel, right?
Yeah. But it was eye opening to me when she said that you have an eating disorder, because I really didn't. I was like, no, that's not me. And then I realized all the sort of
Mhm,
micromanaging my food my whole life. Like I
mhm.
had issues with food since age 5 because, part of my story is I'm a trauma survivor, physical and sexual abuse. I would just eat, stuff, 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 stuff. And then as I got into a teenager, I'll starve, 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 starve.
Right,
Then
right.
stuff,
It
stuff,
goes the
stuff, stuff, stuff.
opposite.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then your liver, ladies and men out there, your liver does not tolerate that. Once you hit your like 40s, 50s, your liver is what filtrates the toxins out of your body. And if you keep abusing it like I did, I set myself up for this. And so we started addressing the eating disorder. And what's crazy is that in 2016, when I got hired for Shameless, I had
Yes.
2 nude scenes and I had to be nude. And it was by far the most freeing moment of my life because the character that I was playing, it didn't matter. I was an out of work prostitute. I mean, not whatever. I have fans all over the world who have
I
seen
love
me
that.
fully naked and like
Yeah.
literally, I know when I'm getting residuals because I have kind of creepy men following me all over the world. But no,
I know.
I know. It's like I go, oh,
Yeah.
it must be running in the UK right now.
Oh
But
no.
but after my nude scene, Bill Macy, like, and it's such what's so cool about like Shameless and being on that set. It's a protected set. When you
Mhm.
do a nude scene, it's you, it's your wardrobe supervisor who has a towel for you as soon as it's over. Because I walked out
Nice.
of a bathroom, like out of a shower, basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then it's the director and the cinematographer. It's
Mhm.
completely safe. It's just all this. I mean, Bill Macy wasn't holding. After my nude scene, we went back because we were on the lot for this. He gave me a standing ovation and said, "Congratulations, welcome to the Shameless family. You did your first nude scene." And then, like the second day, I had to do it again where I had to flash all of Patsy's pies while they were eating pie. People could see my ass and where my baby was coming from. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is like that I have experienced the just desserts of that now that I'm in recovery for my eating disorder because I realized how brave it was.
Yes.
Because at that point I didn't. I was almost numb. I was like, well, it's a job. I want to work for, Shameless. I
Mhm.
want to work with Bill Macy. I'll be naked. That's fine. I
Yeah.
had great directors. I did all these episodes, but I wasn't fully present because I was so disconnected to my body at that moment in my
That's
life.
right. Yeah, that happens. And that's why we have to love our bodies, regardless of where, if they're 30 pounds overweight or 30 pounds underweight, it doesn't matter. We got to love the way it is right now at this very moment. Not, and I think people with eating disorders, because I used to be anorexic and I had all kinds of things. I never chose bulimia because I hate throwing up. I'm not serious. I was like, I'd rather not eat than throw up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we go back and forth, to from like eating a lot to not eating, and it's just, whew, it's insane. It's a roller coaster of insanity. It really is. So when you did Fiona, you knew Fiona, you didn't have this issue with the liver, or you had it, but you didn't know you had it.
I had it, but I didn't know I had it. It
Right.
really, it came to it came to fruition when I started going through menopause or perimenopause.
Oh, because it exacerbated the
Mhm.
symptoms. Is that what happened?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
um, so I'm grateful that they found it. I mean, they would tell me, you need to lose weight. We do see some fat in the liver, but not to this point.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately my body, just stopped, it stopped working in a weird
Of
way,
course. Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah, that roller coaster of like eating, not eating, and when you don't eat, you don't have enough nutrients. It will definitely damage your body 100%.
Yeah. And that's why, and listen, and they've said it on, a lot of people on certain shows who, are they on, Ozempic or Mounjaro or Wegovy
Right.
or whatever. Um, I can tell you, just the general person walking down the street shouldn't
Hmm.
take this medication.
Really? Why
It's
so?
because what it does is it deals with your sugars. So I'm insulin resistive, right, which is
Right.
pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
So it helps you sort of metabolize your sugar properly, and then you're able to metabolize the sugar and lose weight. Like it makes that's what it does. We've got people who have eating disorders who are taking this because I got to lose 10 pounds or I got to lose 20 pounds or whatever it is.
Oh,
They don't have that issue. Their sugars are probably not normal if
yeah.
they're treating their body the way, but their sugars aren't to a point where they need to come down and be metabolized. So they end up screwing up their system. And that's where people get stomach paralysis,
Oh, wow.
pancreatitis, gallbladder. And, that's what's frustrating for people like me, who, when we go to a store in Los Angeles and you try to get your prescription and
Yep.
it's sold out, and then I got to
Wow.
call my doctor, and it becomes like like a horrible drug deal for like this product, what do you got? Like it's a scary concept because I need it. Like I need it to
Yeah,
get better. And
absolutely.
for I guess some statistics, my liver was 18.9% fat. It's a lot of fat.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a filet mignon times two. And then now that I've been on a certain drug, I'm not saying the drug in case
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
needs me
for
to be a
yes,
spokesperson.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But now I'm at 7.5% fat.
Yay. That's
So
great.
yeah,
Congratulations. That makes me very happy. That's
yeah,
amazing. Yay.
yeah.
So about body positivity, just picking up that topic, do you feel like, let's say, I'm not saying you will, but let's say you gain 10 pounds and your body image would be like, oh, I want to, I don't feel as good. Or has all this experience changed your feeling about feeling good about your body wherever weight it's at? How did it affect your body positivity or your body image, your self image?
Well, before I went on the drug,
Hmm.
I was with my nutritionist for a year and I just learned how to eat normally. And
Nice.
so she said to me, you're going to gain weight. And I did. And
Okay.
I was flipping out because I was at a very high weight, but I was
Hmm.
able to work through it and go, okay, this is what it is. If I don't lose a pound, then okay, I don't lose a pound. So when I
Yeah.
finally got on the drug and I started losing the weight,
Hmm.
I wasn't allowed to get on the scale. And for me, I don't want to get on the scale when I'm gaining weight, but when I'm losing weight, I'm on that scale like 2 to 3 times a
Obsessed.
day.
Yes.
So, um, oh, my picture's there. I
Yeah,
love
your
that. Oh, it
picture.
looks so
I love
great.
the picture. That's a
um,
great one.
and so my nutritionist said that I could not get on the scale. I would have to come into her office to get on the scale, or my husband would have to weigh me.
What?
So my husband would weigh me, and like my husband didn't even see that I gained weight. Like he's such a good guy. He's like,
Oh,
"You're beautiful. any size. I was like, that's so nice.
I love that. That's the way it should be. I mean, we're
Yeah.
like, oh, but that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah. But so anyway, so he would weigh me and then he would email my nutritionist and give her the weight.
Okay.
But I knew I was losing because of my pant size and everything. My feeling is if, like, say I gain 10 pounds, right? Say I fluctuate, like, I need to look at what I'm putting in my mouth, but it's not the end of the world. It's not, I just need to pause and go, okay, well, what's going on in your life? What's been nice about this drug is it kind of curbs your appetite. So food does not have the power that it used to have in my life.
100%.
You know, thanks,
Congrats,
Michael.
Mary. Oh.
So it doesn't have the power. For many years, it worked. You guys, it worked. Just like, and this is another thing I can identify with my mom. For many years, my mother would drink. It worked. All the feelings went away. My mom was able to function, and then it doesn't work anymore.
So the food was her alcohol, and it gave you the same issue that your mom had because of genetics.
Yep.
That's what it is. Wow. I'm so happy that, you finally pinpointed what was making you feel so bad and took charge of your life and became a better version of yourself, because that's what it's all about. Those experiences are for us to become better versions of ourselves. And you're helping other people by telling your story. And thank you for telling it here on the State of Grace. And I don't think anybody got this story. We are just like the first to get it, right?
You are the first. Well, no, because I to be honest, you know, and this is if any of my family or friends who don't really know the story, I wasn't very public about how my mother died because there's shame. There's shame around it.
100%. And people will judge, whether we want or not, people will judge, and we judge.
Yeah.
It's not just other people. Oh, yes. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you, James.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and I wanted to ask you also. So okay, so we're all good now. You're getting better. Your body image is way better. You became a better version of yourself. So do you consider that your state of grace, your ideal state of being, or what is your ideal state of being, and have you reached it?
I think my state of grace is the fact that I forgave my mother.
Oh, for dying?
Well, for dying, and also, my father got sobriety after my parents divorced. My father had 23 years of sobriety when he died, right? But his drinking and smoking, gave him cancer, basically, okay? So the disease affected my father, even though he was a man of sobriety at the end, right?
Yeah.
But my dad died at 59, right?
Wow.
So you can just imagine when my parents got divorced, my mother, it was hard for her to cope with the divorce. So what did she turn to? She turned to drinking.
Of course.
So for me, I was so mad because my father was a terror. I mean, my father was a horrifying alcoholic, right?
Wow.
Who worked an amazing program. And in the end, my father and I achieved such a state of grace, if you would say, because I forgave my dad. I got into, I am in recovery programs too, for eating and all that. So I understand that, right? My mom, on the other hand, thought there was a quicker, easier way. And my mom, basically, it's like a slow way to kill yourself. So I had so much anger because I lost my father, and then I had to deal with this with my mother. And so when I got this diagnosis with my liver, I was able to say, did I set out to go and do this to my body? No, but I was in so much pain. It worked. And I thought of my own kids. Are my kids going to be walking around going, Jesus, if mom didn't have that cheeseburger, So I had to give myself some grace, and in turn gave my mother some grace because my mom did the best she could. I mean,
absolutely,
she was my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. And I had to forgive her because it's cyclical. I mean, you go back to the 1600s in Ireland, people are drinking. Like my mother's Irish. Like it's the way we cope. And so I had to let go of that anger, and that's when I found my state of grace. And I forgave her. I wish I forgave her before she died.
I know, but sometimes it's not linear, but I believe we're eternal beings. So it's, she's somewhere in another dimension. So it doesn't matter when we forgive. And I know it's better if we forgive while they're alive,
Yeah.
but I don't think many people have that gift too, right? It's a
Yeah.
gift. So
Yeah.
oh wow, that is awesome. Forgiveness is so very powerful, not only for others, but specifically for ourselves. 100%, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
100%, yes. So your state of grace is forgiveness,
Hmm.
and you have achieved that.
And forgiving myself too. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean? Like, I think that helped. Like, I'm a survivor. We're all survivors. Like,
being human is being a survivor automatically.
yeah.
We're born, and it's like, you will survive, honey. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, and comedy and all that, saved my life. So,
Oh, 100%. Because comedy, we're able to see things more objectively and then lighten them up with humor. So, comedy is such a gift. It doesn't matter where it takes us, success or whatever, fame, it doesn't really matter. It's such a fantastic form of expression to really lighten the load of just life. So I know that you have a show, Midlife Mood Swing,
yeah.
and you are touring it currently. So can you tell us a little bit about this show?
Yeah. So it's a roller coaster of me being a kid all the way to now. And I talk about being a roadie in my mother's band. And my mom's band was called the Mood Swings. So there's that. And it sort of talks about navigating, and it's funny actually. It talks about navigating this world, um, this world without your mother, and
Oh,
how do you navigate it being a mother. I have two teenagers. I have a daughter that's going to college in the fall. Like um, basically just really trying to live my life and still get guidance from my mother from beyond.
right.
And so it talks about, menopause. We all have a midlife mood swing. We talk about menopause, motherhood, midlife, marriage, all the M's.
Oh, the M's.
All the M's.
By Mary Kennedy with
By Mary Kennedy, yeah.
I love it.
And it's at the Whitefire Theater in Sherman Oaks in LA on June 30th at 7. You can get your tickets through the Whitefire Theater.
Oh, June 30th. What day is that? Is that it's a Sunday?
Sunday at 7.
I
Yeah.
work until a little late, but you know what? I'm gonna pencil it in because I
Okay.
really want to go see it.
I know.
And,
Well,
yeah,
I'll put you on the comp list. You'll get a
yeah,
comp.
thank you. Last time I got sick, I think because
Yeah.
I teach kids and they sneeze in my face. I teach swimming and they're like, and they
Yeah.
spit in my face. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah. No,
So
I know.
I get sick sometimes, but well, thank you for sharing your story and for sharing such intimate details of your life that you're sharing here first. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Well, no, and I feel safe with you, and I feel like it's time. I mean,
Yes,
I feel like
yes,
it's time to let that go.
yes.
And my mother would want that too, I think. And I just, if she was here today, I would say I was sorry I judged you so hard. Like,
I know, right? I know
know?
we do that. I know,
Yeah.
same here. Same here. I feel the same way about both my parents. Okay, we're gonna start crying. So I'm gonna
No, we're
cry.
gonna stop it. I gotta go be funny.
At my desk, I have because I'm a crier. I see something on like even TikTok. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I start crying. I swear, it's so sad.
I have Buzz Away mosquito repellent. Yeah, I'm gonna spray it in my eyes. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, I know you have to go. It's 7:40 exactly.
Exactly. Oh, thanks,
Nothing but
Michael.
love for both of you always. We love you, Michael.
Thank you.
He's such a supportive, loving man. I love him dearly. So thank you for
My pleasure.
giving us the 40 minutes. I know you have a very busy life and I know you have to go and headline flappers. And thank you for doing the podcast. I know it's a little challenging because of the flappers thing, but you're amazing. Thank you for making it work. I really
Of course.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you for always being supportive. You know me. we're in this together, sister. So
That's right. We are. Yes. Yeah. And you are very supportive too. That's why we've been friends for a long time, because we really support each other, and there's no competition. There's, people that start, a lot of comics do that, and a lot of comedians do that, but it's like there's a place for everybody, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much, James.
Thank
Your
you.
ladies are both an inspiration. Thank you for sharing, Mary. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, okay. You took her out, Pax. Oh, I can't. I'm not supposed to say your name. He's like, okay, bye. It's 7:40. See you later. Okay, sorry. Can I tell her goodbye at least, please? All right, Mary. Thank you so much, and I will see you around. And I'll definitely try to make your show for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I love you, girl.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, now, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the State of Grace podcast. Also, I think we're going to roll the merch first. I want you guys to see the merch that I have on the stateofgraceshop.com, the stateofgraceshop.com. And if you put Grace Shop, you get 20% off of all the merch. I have so much merch. You can go ahead and check it out. And if you want to buy something for yourself or a loved one or a friend or whatever, go ahead. The quality is really good. I actually ordered the t-shirts and the mugs and everything else, and the quality is amazing. It's thestateofgraceshop.com. And so let's roll the little promo for the State of Grace shop. Let's go, mystery man. Let's roll it. All right. Thank you for rolling that, mystery man. And also Patreon, if you can subscribe for free, and you get a 7-day free trial, and you can watch series that only my people on OnlyFans on the VIP page can watch because they pay a subscription. So go ahead and subscribe or follow me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/the state of Grace Fraga. And you can watch Golfing with Jose. It's a puppet that hits on me and it tries to teach me how to play golf. Then we are going to have Maurice, the French ladies man. He's going to teach the men how to treat the ladies, and it's outrageously insane. And then I have, what else? Belle on Love. She's from the South, and she will teach you how to love and manage your exes. So we have her. And what else do I have? Oh my God, I have so many things I forget. Oh, and the Tias. Hello. The Tias with the fabulous Stephanie Tejada. We just shot an episode, you guys, with Rick Overton from The Office. He plays our life coach, and it's hysterical. And check this out. We're going to offer that for the first time. We're going to offer season 2, episode 1 for free on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to the Tias Show YouTube channels. It's YouTube channel like the Tia Show. And then, as my mystery man is putting here, swimming and tutoring lessons, because I am a swimming instructor and I tutor kids. I teach Spanish and homework help. So if you know anybody, I do that online, not the swimming. Of course, we can't teach virtually. But if you know anybody in the lake who needs swim lessons, or anybody around the world who needs to learn Spanish, or kids that need help with their homework, I am there for you guys. I'm a multi-hyphenated person, and I enjoy everything I do. I have passion for everything I do, including this podcast, where I want to bring people that are recognized by you because they're in the entertainment business, and they show you how they're as human as we are. And they share their stories and how they reached their own state of grace, which is that's what it's all about. Life is all about reaching that state of grace and staying there regardless of what you go through. Okay. Remember that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining and for being so loyal. It's always these wonderful men like Dave and Mike and James and Roger. And I don't want to miss anybody. That's, yeah, my guys. Oh, by the way, guys, don't go. I have a new t shirt that's called Grace's Dudes. And I have a friend who already bought it. Grace's Dudes, you guys. It's on the stateofgraceshop.com. So if you are one of Grace's dudes, if you're my dude, let's go. All the guys here are my dudes. I love you guys. Oh, besos, my love. Besos to you. Thank you. Thank you for I'm so happy you made it, James. I hope this helped you deal throughout, I don't know, this day, because I know you were having some neighbor issues. You texted me. So, but anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for joining. And I will see you on the next State of Grace podcast in about a month. Let me hold on. Let me look at my calendar. It's going to be on July 5th. And I'm going to have a guest who is it's in the neurodiversity spectrum, and he is an amazing artist. He's a storyteller, and also he used to be a comedian. His name is Dylan Brody. I love this guy. I put him on a show that I executive produced and created on PBS, and he was absolutely fantastic. So just, I know you're going to love him. So tune in June 28th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central time, and that's 10 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you. Oh, okay. Can you put James? It has been quite enlightening. Yes, that's what it's all about. I'm so happy you say that, because that's my passion, that it will enlighten and encourage you and heal you, and just all the good vibe stuff, all the high vibration stuff. I know I sound like a new ager, but I'm not. All the feel good stuff. So I love you guys, and I will see you on the 28th. I had to look again because I forgot. Awesome shirt. Thank you. Yeah, get one. Get a shirt. Grace's Dudes. All right. Bye, guys. See you next